in here with DK and Chuck. Some day one soldiers, some back in the G. We was talking about D-Day and stuff. It's only finesse when it's live action, but don't worry, the replay is tough. Sleep on the energy with Peter Pippen, needs to baby keep waking them up. I know two girls, one a motor mouth, the other one don't say too much. She a Greek freak, I'm from GA. I told her I play for the Bucks. Until somebody blow my cover, then I intervene. Like, okay, that's enough. They see us and wish they was in a shoe, cause they know I be lacing them up. My nigga, I couldn't explain it if I tried, nigga. The pain hurt, you gon' stay sore or keep the step.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to D's Corner. Again, I am D. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Going into week 4 of the NFL season, I think everybody knows winning in the NFL is extremely difficult. Going into week 4, there's only 7 teams that are winless. The New York Jets at 0-3, the Cincinnati Bengals at 0-2-1, who have actually been playing some pretty good football at certain positions. Their offensive line is getting Joe Burrow destroyed, but that kid is making plays. The Houston Texans at 0-3, the Denver Broncos, who are decimated with injuries at the time, also 0-3. The New York Giants are 0-3. Minnesota Vikings 0-3. The Atlanta Falcons are 0-3. Like I said, winning in the NFL is hard, but there are some teams that just make it even harder. The Atlanta Falcons being one. So this video is for the teams that I feel like should just completely blow it up. Gotta start with the Atlanta Falcons. Shout out my boy Static, man. Y'all check his YouTube page out. My dog be dropping the best music. My little guy's fire. My nigga's hitting. But he can't pick a sports team to save his life. Man, ever since that 28-3 comeback from behind victory by the Patriots over the Falcons in the Super Bowl, my dog said he done turned away from the Falcons. But the Falcons have lost twice this year by, I believe it was at least by being up at least 16. How are you still finding a way to lose? This team has no cap space. Their head coach should not have been their head coach after what he did in the Super Bowl. I know a lot of people say, well, their OC was Kyle Shanahan. Look what he did against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, so I give you that. But you ain't got no excuse this year. We're getting ready to beat the Cowboys. I don't even know how they managed to do that. Their special teams is garbage. Everyone there is. You can say that COVID had an issue and this was a weird off season and da 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 da. Man, the Falcons suck. This team is trash. Matt Ryan is older. Julio is older. They have some young talent on offense with Calvin Ridley. Todd Gurley steps up, and then they stop giving him the ball, but we all know he has knee issues. The Falcons knew he had knee issues when they signed him. You got to blow this team up, man. Blow it up. Fire Dan Quinn. Get you an interim head coach. Start seeing what you can get for some of your high-priced players. I know a lot of Falcons fans don't want to hear. Julio does not deserve to be on this team. Julio is 31, I believe, about to be 32. He's getting up there in age. They signed him to a big deal, which I don't even believe they'll be able to trade him because of the dead cap that they would have. But if there's a way, they should go ahead and recoup any and everything that they can get for Julio Jones. A team like the Patriots, I feel like, who don't even really use their first-round picks like that anyways, most likely will cough up a first-round pick. They were able to create some cap space. Cam needs a dominant wide receiver to go with the running game that they're doing in New England. Julio would be a perfect pickup for that. Would be a win-win for both teams. The Pats will come away with a talented player. The Falcons will come away with future assets. Because right now, in 2020, this team has no future. This team, I already called it on my record predictions at the beginning of the season. This team is garbage. Their defense is not good. I could see if they were decimated by injuries like a lot of teams. They're not. I could see if they had a new coach, a new offensive coordinator, a new quarterback, new receiver. They have the most continuity out of some of these teams, and they're 0-3. It's not like their offense isn't putting up points. They've been ahead. You were ahead against the Dallas Cowboys in what could have been a statement win for you guys, especially since Drew Brees is looking older and doesn't look like he has as much arm talent as he used to. Tom Brady's still trying to find his footing in Tampa Bay. The Panthers are rebuilding. Going up against the Cowboys, they have the perfect opportunity to make a statement game that this team can take over the NFC South. And they did not. They found, like, you can't pay players to do the dumb stuff that they did. Like, I don't know how in the world this took place. He shouldn't even have been able to coach again after how they lost to Dallas. That was just terrible. But this team, like I said, they don't have any cap space. So you have to start creating cap space. You're going to have players that you're going to need to re-sign soon. You invested into your offensive line with young draft picks. You can trade Alex Mack, who's an older player, who is a good center, even at his age, who deserves to be or on a winning team or have the opportunity to chase a championship before he retires, along with Julio. Keanu Neal, somebody I think that you could trade. KZ or Ricardo Allen. You have players who are good players who can give you a return as far as draft capital and alleviate some cap space for you for the future. But 2020 ain't it. You got to blow this team up. If you're an Atlanta Falcons fan, you have to be feeling like Cam Newton sliding out off the bench when he was talking to N'Keal Harry. Like, you have to feel like this. Serious question. Any Atlanta fan, please leave in the comments. How are you an Atlanta fan? Why are you an Atlanta fan? I'm a Colts fan. I was embarrassed when we lost to the Jags. And y'all have 2 worse losses than that. This is ridiculous. The Atlanta Falcons, man, got to blow it up. Another team that I think needs to blow it up is the New York Jets. The New York Jets, their team is just garbage. But their difference between them and the Falcons, they have cap space. They're projected to have the 3rd most cap space next year. They have draft capital, especially after trading Jamal Adams. They have players that they can trade now. You're not going to win the AFC East, not with the Bills and the Patriots. Out of the 4 teams in the AFC East, you're the only team continuously trending down. I see them being able to tank, fire Adam Gase, let Greg Williams be the interim head coach. Go ahead and tank. Call it what you want. You can go ahead and bump your gums for the media and tell them that you're going to play and you're going to do this and do that. Go ahead and tank. You're gonna have a good bit of offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, and assistant head coaches who are going to be able to be head coaches next year. One that I really like is Eric Bieniemy, the OC for the Kansas City Chiefs. If you bring him in as your head coach, you trade Sam Darnold like they did, like the Arizona Cardinals did with Josh Rosen, and pick you up a 2nd round pick. You're taking Trevor Lawrence with the 1st overall pick. You've kind of invested into your offensive line. You still have draft capital. You still have cap space. Some players are going to want to play with Eric Bieniemy because he was under the tutelage of Andy Reid. The Chiefs will have some players that they're just obviously not going to be able to bring back to keep their cap space the way that it is, because Patrick Mahomes, even though he signed a team-friendly $500 million deal, it will become an issue, not a major issue, but it will become an issue for where they're forced to let some players go, like Demarcus Robinson. I don't think he'll be back next year. Sammy Watkins is a underrated chess piece for the Kansas City Chiefs. I can see him not coming back because they have to find ways to get Mecole Hardman on the field. Him and Tyreek, their speed is just ridiculous. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is making them look phenomenal as well. the New York Jets are in a position right now to blow this thing up and make an impact in 2021, 2022. You need a head coach. Adam Gase, just look at the guy. Look at the guy. This guy is not a good head coach. He got his job in Miami as a head coach because Peyton Manning went to Denver and he was the offensive coordinator. But everybody knows Peyton Manning called his own plays. So basically, he was just filling up position. And he somehow turned that into a head coaching job. When he got fired by the Dolphins, why the Jets hired him, I have no idea. You literally played this guy for the tenure of his stay in Miami twice a year. What was you so fascinated about while he was in Miami that drove you to sign him as your head coach almost immediately after he was fired by the Miami Dolphins? But this team does have an opportunity to go ahead, like I said, blow this season up. The 2020 New York Jets, kill it. Kill it. It's belly up. They're done. They're not hitting their head on a goalpost. Nothing. They're trash. Just like the Falcons, they're trash. But they have an opportunity to not be trash next year and in the future. They have some players that they could possibly trade. They have some actually good building blocks. You got to think. They signed C.J. Mosley 2 years ago. Last year, he went on injured reserve. This year, he opted out. He will be back next year. He'll be healthy next year after a whole year off where he just rested his body. And he'll be back, and he'll be one of the best inside linebackers in the NFL because he's still a younger player. They re-signed Avery Williamson, so you still have your inside linebackers, little dynamic duo, if you will. They need secondary help, especially at the cornerback position. Marcus May is coming up to be a free agent. You can decide if you're going to keep him or not. There was talks about trading him at the beginning of the draft, and then it ended up being Jamal Adams got traded right before the season, and they were talking about possibly trading both, but they kept Marcus May. If you're not going to keep Marcus May, you're going to let Ashton Davis take over. Go ahead and get rid of Marcus May now. He's still a good, young, talented safety. He can get you some more draft capital, some more assets for you to build this team. This team can position itself to be trending upwards by blowing it up now. If you're going to stick with Adam Gase, you're going to have players who don't want to be there. Not to mention you have Le'Veon Bell, who got paid, so a team doesn't have to worry about paying him. He's on IR right now, but IR is different this year because of soft tissue injuries, and due to COVID, you can go to IR and come back in 3 weeks. So all he's doing now is getting healthy. It's not like he has a major tear of like an ACL or anything like that. He doesn't have a major injury or anything broken. He's just on IR getting healthy off of soft tissue things. But Le'Veon Bell can still play. Le'Veon Bell can still recoup you some more draft capital. This is going to be a solid draft. They already have 2 first-round picks. If they are able to trade Marcus May and Le'Veon Bell, as well as Sam Darnold, and recoup between the 3 of them at least 2 second-round picks, or maybe a second-round pick and 2 third-round picks, a second, a third, or fourth between the 3 of them, now you are loaded when it comes to this draft. Whoever you bring in as your defensive coordinator, you will have the assets to load up, because this is a deep secondary class. You can get Trevor Lawrence with the first overall pick. You've already invested in your offensive line, which you can do that some more in free agency, because like I said, they'd have the 3rd most cap space. Then you can get some of these young wide receivers, some of these young corners. You can really start building your team with some young, talented depth. And depth is the name of the game when it comes to the NFL. You're going to get hurt. You're going to have major injuries. You're going to have the smaller things, but you're going to have silly situations, so that you need depth. Another guy, Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator for the Ravens. Justin Fields is in this draft. Jamie Newman is in this draft. Like, there are ways and there are players for you to go ahead and get. There's coaches that are out there that are talented, that can bring a different spark to this New York Jets team. Now, there are some other teams who are 0-3, just like the New York Jets. But the difference is, some of them, like the Giants, of course, they're already on a rookie head coach. So he's kind of got a longer leash, if you will. The Bengals, they're 0-2-1. They need offensive line help. So I don't think they're going to blow that up. Zach Taylor finally has his quarterback. They're going to give him another opportunity. Joe Judge, like I said, for the Giants, this is his first year. They're going to give him another opportunity. The Broncos, they're running off a ton of injuries. They're going to give Vic another opportunity. The Vikings, they already extended Mike Zimmer, so I highly doubt they're going to let him go. So out of the 7 teams who are winless, the Falcons and the Jets, you have to blow this team up. You have to blow this team up. Appreciate y'all watching the video, man. This was a quick video. I've been out the loop, man. Work has been crazy. The kids, married life, everything's been going crazy right now. I've been balls to the wall and everything else in my personal life. But I will be back trying to start a new series every Tuesday. It's going to be Trade Talk Tuesdays for players that I think should be traded off of the current teams that they're on. We'll get further and further into that. But I appreciate you guys for watching again. Don't forget to check out my guy, Static Spaz, STATIC Spaz, YouTube channel. This man is dropping some fire music, man. Go check my guy out. It's Pluto Nation always. But here at D's Corner, man, we out of here. Holla.
Don't relay enough. I'm in here with DK and Chuck. Some day one soldiers, some back in the G. We was talking about D-Day and stuff. It's only finesse when it's live action, but don't worry, the replay is tough. Sleep on the energy with Peter Pippen, Easter baby, keep waking them up. I know 2 girls, one a motor mouth, the other one don't say too much. She a Greek freak, I'm from GA. I told her I play for the Bucks. Until somebody blow my cover, then I intervene. Like, okay, that's enough. They see us and wish they was in a shoe, cause they know I be lacing them up. My nigga, I couldn't explain it if I tried, nigga. The pain hurt, you gon' stay sore or keep it stepping.